Well, good afternoon and welcome along to our second daily interview here this afternoon for the HKIR 2021 meeting here at Sha Tin. Pleased to say that both trainer William Haggis and rider Tom Marquand have joined us on the line to discuss the chance of Dubai Honour coming up in the HKIR Cup this Sunday afternoon. William, first to you, you're very welcome and great to have you with us here today. Dubai Honour, a horse that's improved out of all recognition. Firstly, how has he travelled over to Hong Kong, William? Have the reports from your travelling staff been pleasing you?
Yeah, everything's gone very smoothly, thank you. His blood picture is good. I mean, we can't obviously see the horse apart from on film, but his blood picture is excellent, and he apparently is in very good form. So he looks happy enough to us.
Excellent stuff. And just to wind the clock back to the start of this season, William, obviously his season didn't get going until Royal Ascot, but it was well documented that he obviously needed just to leave your yard for a brief period and come back at a slightly different horse. Are you able just to elaborate on that a little bit for us and to sort of the extent that he's come back, obviously, perhaps physically and mentally, a better horse for you?
Well, we cut him in the winter, about this time of the year, and he became quite rebellious, really. He wanted to run away, and not run away, but he was very strong in his canters, and we had our best rider on him, and he was aggressive, and he should have been chilled and doing his winter program work like all the others, but he was not. He was very aggressive. So we sent him to a girl in Gloucestershire in England called Laura Collett, who is an Olympic medalist, gold medalist, I think, in the 3-day eventing, one in Tokyo. And she had him for about 6 weeks and he transformed. She sent us a video after a month, and he was trotting and hat cantering around her menage with his head between his legs and absolutely in a perfect rhythm. And when he came back, probably 6 weeks, 2 months after he'd gone, he was a completely different horse. And we'd always planned to go first up in the Britannia because he had a good rating where he would get in the race and give him a competitive chance. And he effectively won his race, but he was drawn on the wrong side of the track, so he only finished 4th. And then his progression has been excellent.
It certainly has. It's been a joy to watch as well. Obviously, that win in the Prix d'Ola was very impressive indeed. Obviously, but just on his most recent run in the Champion Stakes, I mean, I read an article recently that you had to supplement him, but that returned to you and the owner in spades with such a good run.
Yes, it was an interesting one, really, because he was obviously in a rich vein of form, having won 2 Group 2s in France, and there was nothing really else for him over 1.25 miles going right-handed, which seems to be what suits him, apart from your race and a race in Bahrain. But the only race in England or in Europe even was the Champion Stakes. So we were keen to have a go. At the time, it looked like the Derby winner, Adea, and Mishrif, the Saudi Cup winner, amongst others, were the front 2 in the market, and they were the 2 to beat, really. So we thought 3rd or 4th we'd be happy with. Actually, 4th didn't cover the supplementary, so 3rd was important. And as it turned out, they both bombed out on the day, and we got beaten by a 3-year-old from France.
Well, indeed, you mentioned obviously 3rd. Max Sweeney ran 3rd, and you'll meet him again in the Cup on Sunday. When was the plan hatched, William, between yourself and the connections? Because I believe Philip Robinson, he's the racing manager, if I'm not mistaken, to this owner. So was the plan pre-Champion Stakes, or was that post-Champion Stakes? Once obviously you'd come out of that race with such a good run.
I think post-Champion Stakes, you're always thinking when you're in my position of what can happen next. And obviously, there are so many international races now that there's your day on Sunday, which is world class and world renowned, but impossibly difficult to win. There's obviously Japan as well. And then in the spring next year, there's Saudi Arabia has come burst on the scene, Australia, where we've had a little bit of luck in. with or whatever, and Dubai, of course. And being an owner who lives in Dubai, that's obviously very sexy for him. Although there isn't a 1.25 mile race on the turf, it's the World Cup. So there's lots of options for this horse, and we plump for Hong Kong pretty soon after the Champion Stakes, providing he was well. He'd had a hard race in the Champion Stakes, so effectively that knocked Bahrain on the head. And so here we are.
Indeed, the winter options obviously becoming more and more frequent as the years go on. If I may bring Tom into the conversation now. Tom, good afternoon to you. Obviously on the back of what was a big night at Happy Valley for you. Once again, congratulations on that winner last night.
Yeah, no, thank you. It was obviously a great evening and a nice way to set up the week for what looks pretty exciting weekend ahead, all being well.
Tom, we've heard from William there, obviously, regarding the horse's condition. He not here, but his team taking excellent care of the horse. You had a sit on Dubai Honour here this morning at track work. You haven't ridden him since, in a race anyhow, since Royal Ascot. How did he feel to you?
Yeah, honestly, he felt fantastic. Obviously, Siraj and Ananias have done a fantastic job getting him here in one piece. And, you know, they'd said they'd been extremely happy with him. And when I went in this morning, to be honest, it was only it was a case of confirming what they were saying. So yep, we didn't do a ton. Obviously, the journey over takes plenty out of horses, but he's done as well as you could possibly ask of him. And yeah, from a jockey's point of view, sort of he's in ship shape.
And we had the barrier draw this morning, Tom. Obviously, you're going to be the man charged with gathering hold of the reins and riding this horse. Barrier 7. There's quite a bit of speed on your inside. 2,000 metres here at Sha Tin. That bend comes up relatively quickly. Have you been able to assess the race in your mind at this moment in time, and how you'd like the race to be run and pan out for you and your horse?
Yeah, I mean, look, obviously, arguably his best form has been when he's been dropped in, but you know, I'm not sure. Obviously, it depends what happens on Saturday, but I'm not sure it's a given that he has to be dropped out like when he won his Group 2 over in France and his good run in the Champion Stakes. So look, it's something that it's a very different track and different experience to what he's had before. The ground's going to be quicker and things are probably going to happen a bit sharper for him. So yeah, I mean, I was praying for a draw somewhere between sort of 3 and 8 just to give us a few options. So yeah, you know, happy enough with where we've landed. And as you say, it reads like there's going to be a bit of speed down from the inside, and we just got to find the right horse to track.
Indeed, and talking of the right horse, obviously I know you've got to focus, you know, first and foremost on your horse, but it's a very good race, isn't it? The likes of Love's Only You in here as well, and the local runners, perhaps maybe just needing to find that little bit, but it's a great race nevertheless.
Yeah, I mean, look, as William alluded to earlier, there's no easy Group 1 over in Hong Kong, and look, he's here with a Group 1 shot, and there's a reason he's over here. So look, it's no easy task, and there's plenty of good horses to beat. But yeah, fingers crossed we can get a nice passage and give him the best shot at it.
Indeed, many people are looking forward to seeing him run. William, if I may just bring you back in, just a couple of questions to finish on. Now he's being gelded, is he possibly a horse that, and again, given your comments regarding the owner obviously being, you know, in Dubai, is he the type of horse that you would like to maybe travel, and obviously will he stay in training next year?
The answer to those questions are both affirmative. Yes, first, I'd love to travel with him. He's a gelding now, so he's no residual value. His value is in what he can win. And I very much look forward to taking him around the world. We flew him twice. He flew to France twice, the twice he ran in France this summer. And he doesn't mind the flying, which is a really good thing. And he's traveled well here, so it augurs well for the future. My fear, and I think it's Tom's fear, is the ground. Although he ran on and won at Newmarket on fast ground in July, he's run his best 3 races on soft ground. I've never thought he had to have soft ground, but it may be that he does. So if that's the case, that will bring a place like Australia into place in 2023. So you know, we will see. It's good. We'd love to come back here, but let's get Sunday out of the way first.
Indeed, well, you're very kind. You've answered my final question, and that was on the ground. So he's a very interesting runner, obviously, coming back onto better ground here on Sunday afternoon. Gentlemen, great to chat to you both. We wish you very well with Dubai Honour in the HKIR Cup, and hopefully we'll see plenty more of the horse in the next couple of years to come. So many thanks for joining us, and good luck on Sunday.
My pleasure.
Thanks, Nick. Cheers.
William Haggis and Tom Marquand then joining us to discuss Dubai Honour, who lines up in the HKIR Cup this Sunday afternoon. That completes our daily interviews here on this Thursday. More coming up tomorrow. We'll be speaking to the majority of the Japanese contenders. Plus, we'll also hear from Alain Duroy-Dupre, who could well have his very last runner here in Hong Kong on Sunday, and his jockey, Christophe Soumillon.